Comfort and space on the water has a name, and it's called the Pardo E72. The flagship model in the endurance line for Pardo yachts, this vessel features expansive layouts, long-range capabilities, and an ergonomic design, and it's very good looking. Let's take a look through this brand new model debuting here for Pardo Yachts. Starting in the cockpit, this connects seamlessly with the saloon through the massive concertina doors there. We have a large dining table and plenty of seating for everyone, very well connected to the main saloon. Just aft we have seating for when it's in dining mode, but the backrest can lower down, creating a lovely large sun pad here with cushions to go with it. So very comfortable sun lounging down here. Making our way down to the transom and the stern platform of the vessel, this is where all the fun happens. So there's ladders for access to the ocean, there's an inbuilt carbon shower here, as well as the tender garage. Now this hydraulically lifts up and we can actually fit up to a 4-meter tender in there on a rail, which extends when the platform is lowered slightly. So very good tendering capacities on this vessel. Under the steps here on the port side as well, there's an inbuilt passerelle. So for those boats launching in Europe, essential piece of boarding equipment. There are lots of clever features about the back end of the boat that we see here. For example, line storage. So large cleat here, securing the boat to the dock. All the spare line goes in a storage compartment, tucked away out of sight, so we're not tripping over it. So nice features, under deck storage to keep the decks clear, which is very, very nice to see. Underneath the table, on the forward edge of the mouldings here, there are 2 drawer fridges, so very easy access for your drinks when you're dining. Of course, as with every Pardo model, good shading options in the cockpit. Electric bimini extending out over the dining area to provide shade and protection to the dining and the sun lounging areas. A trademark feature of the endurance line range is the folding sides that we have on both sides of the vessel that fold down to give us extra real estate in the cockpit and around the saloon. It's especially special on the Endurance 72 because it allows multi-access to the saloon area. So we have the aft doors that concertina away, but I can walk out here on the side wing round into the saloon this way. So it really shifts the focal area to this point, slightly offset being on starboard side, but it makes it an incredible open space. It doesn't feel like I'm on a boat here. It feels like we're in a luxury villa right next to the ocean, and that's exactly what the design team obviously had in mind. 2.5 helm stations on this boat. We have the main helm downstairs, the Flybridge helm upstairs, and a maneuvering position here. So IPS joystick control with a bow thruster control as well. So we can see when we're parking stern to the dock. Moving into the saloon proper, starting down the port side, we have the galley. Very nicely equipped, full Miele appliances, large sink, induction cooktops, and hidden fridge here. Everything you could need, and it doesn't really look like a galley, which I quite like because this is very much the living room of the boat. So when you're cooking and preparing food, it's a galley, but otherwise it's just a beautiful dining and living area. Amazing dining table set up here, stone finished top, just beautiful access out the starboard side here with the wing down and all the doors open. This is waterfront dining at its very best. Just amazing. Stunning. Moving further forward, and before we go into the accommodation deck, we come down the starboard side to the lounging here. Lovely high backrests, heaps of cushions, and very generous cushions at that. Adjacent to that, on the port side of the saloon, we have a TV which comes out of the cabinetry here. So this is really your lounge and living room. One thing you will notice moving around the vessel is just how big the windows are. There is so much natural light coming, and it's important to say that the window behind the galley fully retracts down, so plenty of ventilation in the galley. And as we move forward, we really feel the eyebrow effect, or the effect of the pilot house windscreen that we have on the Endurance line and some of the other Pardo models. Plenty of shading. You know, it's a sunny day today here in Cannes, and there is not much direct sunlight coming through, helping to keep the interior of the saloon nice and cool. Into the helm station, a double helm seat here, and huge Garmin setup. This is the main helm. It's got all the functionality you need for running the vessel, and all your switches and control panels for every single system on board are very closely located as well. So this is the nerve center, this is where everything is done. This vessel has twin engines, which we will discuss shortly, bow thruster and IPS control. So finger touch maneuvering from 3 locations on board. An exciting fact about the Endurance 72 is that the very first boat built was actually used by Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, America's Cup team. And you can really see why. It's the space on board, it's the performance, it's everything that accumulates to make this vessel so great and such a great partner vessel for the America's Cup team. Centrally at the forward end of the saloon, we head down into the forward accommodation area, separate access to the main cabin. This takes us to 2 twin rooms, so let's take a look. The 2 cabins forward are both twin rooms and symmetrical to each other, each with an accompanying ensuite, twin berths and all the lovely finishings and soft furnishings we have throughout the rest of the boat. So very comfortable accommodation for 4 up in the front end. We come down the midships access here directly into the midships master suite. This is the owner's suite. This is the most luxurious cabin on the boat, taking up the full 5.5 meter beam of this vessel. Huge hull windows, centrally positioned king-size bed facing fore and aft, and plenty of storage on port side. An amazing ensuite vanity area. Him and hers sinks with a full shower with a lovely rain head, as well as a separate toilet compartment as well. This can be closed off with a glass privacy screen here, and this cabin is really a sanctuary away from the buzz, away from the busyness of the upper deck for the owner of the vessel to relax and unwind. At the bottom of the midships access companionway, we have the day head access. So this is the access for your guests on board who do not necessarily have a cabin allocated during their stay. We then move into the VIP suite. So this is the second largest cabin, again taking up the full width of the vessel. However, it is split, so offset to starboard side again. We've got a lovely large bed here with good natural light and ventilation. And we make our way over to port side for the private ensuite in this cabin. Moving around the vessel, you will notice down here with this lovely light interior, it feels very open. It doesn't feel claustrophobic at all, and a credit to the designers who have put together the internal atmospheres on this Pardo E72. On port side of the helm station, there is a door for rail access, so super easy access down this side of the boat. And moving up here to the bow, the foredeck is huge, and it's certainly not wasted. There's forward-facing seating, aft-facing seating, forward-facing seating, and it can all be made into a sunbed here as well. There's even cushion on the very front for sun lounging, so this really shouldn't be thought of as just a foredeck. This is another zone, another place to hang out, all accompanied by sun shade sails up top as well. The anchor, of course, is underneath me here, as well as sturdy mooring cleats and fair leads as well. So this is a relatively small boat, but with big boat features, and we see a very clever layout, very comfortable layout here on the foredeck. Throughout the vessel, like the rest of the Pardo range, you'll notice the hardware is of the utmost quality. Substantial pop-up cleats, all the speakers are the very best in the business, and there's just a general sense of that Pardo quality build throughout. Let's make our way to the Flybridge. Now, typically on a vessel, the Flybridge is quite a bit smaller than the deck we see below. On the E72, that is certainly not the case. The Flybridge itself is designed with loose furniture. So in the build and customization of one of these E72s, it's a blank canvas for the owner to choose the layout of the furniture that they want. On this model, we have a large sun pad here that of course can be customized. Moving slightly further forward, we have a very large dining table. This is probably 8 to 10 around this, with an L-shaped couch around that side. The upholstery is very thick, it's very luxurious, a very comfortable place to hang out. Some high quality director's chairs around this table would make it one of the best places to dine on this model. Above my head here, we have a very solid bimini structure. Now, this is great for keeping the sun off, as our Australian clients love to do. Moving forward, we come to a large wet bar. There is a sink, there is a grill, there is prep space and refrigeration underneath. So great entertaining, great hosting, with very good location right next to the table, and just a stone's throw away from the sun lounger at the back Moving forward, we come to the Flybridge helm station. This is the secondary helm, if you like, with a master helm downstairs, a full Garmin setup here for all the navigation, twin throttles for the Volvo engines, and the IPS joystick as well. So maneuvering with the IPS system on this model can be done at your fingertips with super light touch. The helm station's well connected to the settee over here. So the helmsman is certainly not alone on a family boat. This is where everyone can hang out whilst they're underway. Now, the endurance range from Pardo is all about the distance traveled. This vessel carries 6,000 litres of fuel, and the standard engines are IPS 1050 horsepower. Now, you can upgrade these to IPS 1350 that will give you slightly more power, better power for maneuvering, and the engines will be under less load when you are cruising. In terms of range, at a moderate cruise speed of around 10 knots, the vessel can do 900 nautical miles, or just shy of 1,000 nautical miles. If you do take this up to a 16, 17, 18 knot speed, then your range does drop down to a 400 nautical mile range, but you are obviously getting there much faster. So depending on the area you're cruising and the climate you're cruising in, there's an option to suit everyone. For our Australian clients and how we use our boats down under, this is definitely a practical boat for that. There's good range, good accommodation, and very good facilities on board. An economic design that would work really well. This vessel is also really well suited to a Mediterranean factory launch. There's no reason, with the boats being built in Bologna in Italy, there's no reason you can't take delivery in Italy. We'll hand the boat over to you and you can enjoy the very best cruising grounds that the Med has to offer before shipping the boat back to Australia. As you move around the Endurance 72, you can really see that Cantiere del Pardo have found a sweet spot in the industry in terms of stylish Italian design with an ergonomic twist and a very practical solution for boating. The Endurance 72 offers so much, and if a vessel of this sort is on your radar, then you have to check out this model and what it can offer. My name is Joe Fox from the team at Eyachts. We do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did please like and subscribe to be updated with more content coming from Pardo Yachts. We'll see you on the next one.